Our next speaker is Sarah Lovejoy, and she's going to be talking to you about money mastery and the emotion of money. Please help me welcome Sarah Lovejoy.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Yeah. I'm so happy to be here. I have the opportunity to spend some time with you and talk about what's all dear to our heart: cash, money, prosperity, and spirituality, all together. I've had a great opportunity to have a course evolve from me rather than an idea of how to create a course. I teach a wonderful technique called Thetahealing, and I learn through the process of Thetahealing, which teaches us how to go up into the theta brainwave, to lower our brainwave to the theta frequency, how to connect to Source in a different way, how to connect to God's Source, the Lord, in a different way. That's our personal experience of that information that is who we are, that we are so much more than our human self, that we are this incredibly creative person that's attached to a greater capacity. And what has happened in our life is that we are living in two worlds. We're living in a mundane world, which is the ordinary experience of our life, which is the life that we were taught to live according to our family, according to our culture, according to our race, according to our religion, according to the country that we were raised in. And as a result of those experiences, we have beliefs about what's possible for us in the world. We have beliefs that limit us in the box, that put us into a definition of who we are based on those experiences. And there's always a longing within each and every one of us to have a fuller experience. We look for that outside of us in many different ways. And somehow we end up in the same place of never being truly satisfied. I've had the opportunity of having millionaires come and take my course. Why would they come and take my course? Isn't it the dream to find satisfaction through wealth? Isn't that the dream? And here are people who are wealthy that come to the course and they have no satisfaction in their life because they still are looking outside for that experience of satisfaction instead of being able to connect to that deeper part of themselves, to that real part of themselves that's connected to their source mind. I call it the God mind. I say that we have a greater mind that teaches us more than we could even imagine. And of course you've all heard about surrender through many, many religions. This is a surrender to the process of connecting to that place of wisdom within yourself. And you can learn it in 3 days. If you could learn this technique in 3 days and be able to manifest money instantly, you would be interested, right? And you can, because that is the promise fulfilled. That when you connect into this higher source reality, that is what is working within you right now to create your life. You already are masters, every one of you that is sitting in this room. You're a master. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. You already have the knowledge of how you are creating your life. You're creating your life unconsciously from the programming that you were taught to believe. And you were taught to believe it, and so you go about your life being a good person, doing the wrong thing for the right reason. The wrong thing is that you are not nurturing yourself. The wrong thing is that you are putting yourself last. The wrong thing is that you have to suffer and experience pain to learn, that you might believe that that teaches you lessons of life. What if there was a different way to learn? Huh? What if you could know what it feels like in the cells of your body and your DNA to have the experience of learning with grace and ease, of learning with love and prosperity and harmony, of not having chaos, not having the up and down. That's what you learn in the Money Mastery course. You learn how you connect into this source state of your own mind that is creating your reality right now, and with just a little different focus and understanding, begin to create the life that you desire. You have all the power within you already, because you are demonstrating every day your reality to yourself. That which you have in your life, if you have sadness, if you have grief, if you have poverty, if you have obstacles in your life, you're creating that experience right now with no guilt, no shame, and no blame. All right? Because the reason that you're creating that experience right now is you're being a good person doing the wrong thing for the right reason. The right reason is that you want to be loved. The right reason is that you want to be able to do good in the world. Every one of you in this room is a healer. Every one of you in this room cares greatly about other people. You wouldn't be here at this conference if that's not who you are in the nature of your soul. And yet you're suffering. So it's time to end the suffering now. It's no longer necessary. And this is a real process of learning how to activate that part of our brain that is the theta brainwave that takes us into this understanding of this consciousness of who we are, and coming back with a tool to do it every day in your life to create the life that you want. This teaching is so powerful it had to wait until now before it could show up on the planet. Because this goes beyond anything that you've ever heard or learned before. This is a command and a demand to you to awaken to that which you are, to become that which you are, and to have an opportunity to focus on manifesting through money, through riches, through prosperity. And guess what? If you manifest through those aspects, do you think that you would be able to manifest through health, through improved relationships, through healing your family? Would you be able to do that as well when you learn the skill and the technique that we teach in the Money Mastery course? There's so many stories of success. One young man came to the seminar, and within the 3 days of the seminar, at lunchtime, he went out to have lunch in the park, and his wife and his little baby joined him there. And there was a man that had owed him money for a year, $200. And the guy was there with his kids at the park. And he said, if I hadn't been in the Money Mastery class, my attitude would have been, oh, that jerk. 2 years. $200 a year. He hasn't paid me, right? I'm not talking to him, right? That would have been his attitude. Well, because he was in the Money Mastery course, his attitude was, I am the creator of my experience. I am the creator, the source of my experience. And you know what? He owes me money, but that doesn't mean that I'm disvalued or that he's disvalued. That just means that's an experience we're having. And he went over and greeted him with an open heart. And the guy says to him, hey, I owe you some money, don't I? And he says, well, yeah, but don't worry about it. He says, no, I want to pay you right now. And he runs off to the ATM on the edge of the park, comes back and hands him the $200. That's instant manifestation during the course. One man who owns his welding business came to the course, and I laugh because I say he was a drag-along. His wife was coming to the course, and he wasn't planning on it. But all of his jobs dried up. He was an independent welder. He didn't have one job lined up. Had no excuse not to come. And it was wonderful because when couples come to the Money Mastery course together, they evolve together in their consciousness about their finances and find out how supporting each other in increasing your good is so much more fun and easier than fighting each other over increasing your good, the old-fashioned way. So he went home Sunday night, and on his telephone were messages for jobs. It was so backed up that he got to go through, because one of the things we learn in the course is how to do it the easy way. Not to do it the hard way anymore, how to do it the easy way. And so he went through the list of the people that wanted him to weld for him, who wanted to have him come do a job. And he picked the ones that were the best paying, easiest set of circumstances to do his welding with. And now, 6 months later, he's still working for this company, which is building oil derricks up in Canada, as an independent contractor, making more money than he's ever made in his whole life, and having the best schedule that he's ever had. And his family is jumping with joy. They're all having an increased relationship because he's around more. So the benefits of changing your life in terms of having more cash flow in your life are immeasurable, aren't they? I just have to share one little thing with you because we only have a short amount of time. But one of the reasons that prosperity and making money is a teaching that I've embraced all my life is because I started off married to a millionaire. I know that I've manifested my life. I've been highly intuitive. I've been connected to Source and to God Mind ever since I was a child. And I saw this movie once called How to Marry a Millionaire. I looked at the movie and I said, I want one of those. That looks like fun. I want to do that. So I started off there. And I had 3 children, the Mercedes, the swimming pool, the help, the gardener. They didn't, but I did. Well, one of them did. and he was tricking him, wasn't he? Yeah. And so after I did, I was in this emotionally unhappy marriage. My husband was an alcoholic, which I never, had grown up with that. And it was miserable. And I said, this is really wonderful. I got to start at the top. This is what we all dream about achieving, isn't it? And this is miserable. This isn't where it's at. I'm out of here. And so we got divorced. And it was the most fascinating, empowering experience of my life to have that experience because I didn't have to go after that, right? And think that if I reach that goal of financial wealth, that would bring me this happiness. I discovered it had nothing to do with happiness. What being able to manifest for yourself means is that you are so connected within your own thinking, you are so connected with your own neural net of your brain and the cells of your body and your DNA that you know how to bring in an experience before you have it and create it. One of the reasons why in self-help groups and processes that you go to, you do so much work and yet you still don't change that much is because your subconscious mind doesn't know what you want. If you've never had the experience of having all the money that you want and enjoying it, having no chaos in your life or being much less in chaos, right? You know what the chaos piece is, right? You just got that bonus, you are so excited, and somebody sideswipes your car. You know what that chaos piece is, right? You just got a promotion in your job and your wife loses hers, right? You know what that chaos piece is, right? You just got more money than you've ever known what to do with, and you and your partner get in a big fight and separate. That's the chaos piece, isn't it? The chaos piece is that your subconscious mind does not know or understand that it's safe to have that money. It's got a program that says the struggle is more valuable than the experience that you're attracting to you. Would you like to untrain that part of your brain? Would you like to be loving to that part of your subconscious mind and discover that you don't need that programming anymore and that you can change that programming in an instant within the 3-day course? You will not be the victim of that programming anymore. You will be the master of creating your reality consciously instead of creating it unconsciously. Make sense? You understand that, right? You know how powerful you are, right? Okay? So let me give you the good news. The good news is that it is so simple to become prosperous and rich and increase your financial wealth. It is so simple because once you shift your thinking in the direction of flow towards you, it is the law that it manifests. It is the law. It can't not happen. And I know that many of you feel that you've struggled, and that if you believe that money is for someone else but not for you, or that you can't achieve it and others can, that's just a belief that we shift. And we take the same power and the same energy of all those fearful thoughts that you may have and direct it to attracting the cash that you like. One of the fun things that happened for me as my work with Thetahealing unraveled my own programs, and you are learning in the Money Mastery course how to speak through your Theta emotional body, which is the body of the masters. The Theta brainwave is the brainwave of the masters. You learn how to speak through that. Is the enjoyment of having that cash in my life and of having a little conversation with cash. Cash says to me this one thing. It said, do you realize that we are a mystery school? That there is a mystery school of cash. And it is the most prayed to thing in the world next to God. And usually they go together. Dear God, please bring me some cash. And when we have that experience, cash says that we have consciousness. Would you like to know how to play with us? If you think we're lovely and pretty and that our color is attractive to you and you want to have us in your life, we show up in the most unexpected ways in your pockets, in your purses, in your bank account, in bonuses. We come and play with you in all forms of manner. As a matter of fact, we like to sit in those bank accounts like mushrooms and just multiply in the dark, so that you have more than what you started with. As a matter of fact, we like to be like the droplets of water in a lake or the river or the ocean and be able to rise to the surface at any given notice for you. That's your financial good. But you know what? If you don't like us, you think that we're difficult, you think that it's not spiritual to have us, you think that it's against God to be rich, we will honor your belief. You go to your purse and think you got some money and it's empty. You go to your bank account and you notice you're overdrawn. You notice that there's no savings in the savings account, and we are simply responding to you in consciousness with the consciousness that you are sending to us. Because we have that emotion of money. We have that relationship emotionally with your emotions towards us. It's just another relationship. So after I got that little teaching, I went to the lake with my friends the next day and my dog. I live up in Washington State. We've got lots of water around, lots of places to swim. And at the bottom of the lake, my friend says, sorry, I think I see something glittering down there at the bottom of the lake. And I said, that's great. Let's go dive for it and see what it is. And we each come up with a $1 bill. Well, now, how did we find something glittery bring us a $1 bill, right? And I said, that's amazing. Let's dive down and look some more. And we ended up bringing up $1 bills one at a time until we each had $21 bills. And we just cracked up. I started laughing, and I said, look at that consciousness of money. I got this little teaching that came to me, and the next day, money is making a point. Whoever would expect $1 bills at the bottom of a lake? Not me. Coins, maybe. There's a wonderful experience waiting for you, a wonderful experience of yourself in the Money Mastery course. It's way more than the experience of creating your wealth. It's the experience of empowering yourself to create your life in all ways. One of the wonderful practitioners and people that help promote me up in Canada, I travel all around the world and teach this class, engaged all the teaching. She's 27 years old. Her husband was against her, didn't like it, thought this was really weird stuff. Her mother came from across Canada to meet me because she thought I was a cult leader. She said, you know what? My daughter is changed since she's met you. She's happy all the time. There's something wrong with her, right? She's happy all the time. So this wonderful girl, Bonnie, I have permission to use her name, not only transformed her life, her husband came to the Money Mastery course, then her father-in-law came to the Money Mastery course, who was living with them, and then her mother came to the Money Mastery course. And they all have improved the quality of their life. And guess what else? They've all improved their relationship, haven't they? As a result of making that one change. Because here's the truth. You only need to change one person in your life to change your life. And that's you. You only need to change your thinking emotionally within your subconscious mind and your God mind and work together in that relationship to change the world around you. One of the greatest things that you can learn in the Money Mastery course is how to accept the gift of receiving. As I said earlier, how can you have an experience that you've never had? How would you know what it feels like to receive money easily and have it stay in your bank account and have your life be supported by those you love? How would you know that if you've never had that experience? Your subconscious mind doesn't believe that that's true. It wants it, but it doesn't believe it's true. So how can you create something that you don't believe, right? When you're in the Money Mastery course, you learn how to shift that energy to understanding by getting a direct download from Creator, a direct download from your God mind and from your God source. Direct download into your energy of your body of what that experience is. And that becomes the new writing on your hard drive. I believe that I can have that because I have the experience here in my heart, here in the cells of my body. I don't know how I can have that yet. That's called faith and trust. I know that I can have it, and everything in me is already now programmed to receive it. And then what happens is you go along and somebody shows up and gives you that promotion, offers you a new job, makes your life easier. You get a creative idea that you never had before. Because you learn in the course that when you investigate your thinking, that you actually have a very small sphere of influence. You actually, if you were to put down all your thoughts about your life and your problems, you would learn that you have an extremely small circle of influence and that you have a repetition of those thoughts, don't you? Am I going to pay the rent? Do I have enough for the doctor bills? What if something happens? What if the terrorists come? Well, gee, the economy is really bad. Well, I don't know if what's going on with Texas. Maybe it's going to the dogs. We don't know, right? And then you're worried about this group and that group, right? That's a small sphere of influence. That will not get you what you want in your life, and your focus is on that outer world. What if you take the same power and energy of all those thoughts and direct them back into here, connected to your higher self, and say, what we're creating is an experience I don't even know what it's going to be. One time had the idea to ask for an original idea. I said, what's an original idea, God? I'd like to have one of those. Most everything out here is already just kind of repackaged, isn't it? Someone else is, a good presenter of pretty much the same material. And guess what? I got the course, Money Mastery. That's an original idea. It comes in from your consciousness of what's possible. We already are in relationship. We already have spoken our desire. This course would have not shown up if it weren't for you right here in this room wanting it. If it weren't for you right here in this room saying, in the world, in consciousness, we want to shift our life. We want to change our reality. We want to make this world a better place to be for all of us. And the only person that has to do that is you. For you first. Once you do it for you first, it happens for everyone around you, including everyone in the world.